What's the deal, y'all? We're Trappers tapping in, TNN Trap News Network, and we back in this thing like cracking this thing with another weekly wrap-up brought to you by Live Hip Hop Daily. I got some news you can use, some good knowledge you ain't finna get in nobody's college. Jeff, let's get into the first story. Now, if y'all remember about a month or two ago, young lady accused Jay-Z of being a P. Diddler, if you would say, and she said that Jay-Z and Diddy did some little freaky 69 God, say Drake type things to her. Now, with that all being said, fast forward time, you got Alex Shapiro, grade A lawyer, high power lawyer, you know what I'm saying? I don't know who's better, Alex or Brian Steele, but we both know you got a little issue on you. Them two dudes to get you up out of there. Either way, going a long story short and a short story shorter, Jay-Z's case has been 100% dismissed. That's right, 100% dismissed. And they're working on making a new law to where people call these, let's say, freaky allegations upon you and they're false, they will be punished for wasting the resources and the time of the courts, plus being a flu flammer, skulldugger, and a larcener. So with that all being said, man, I need y'all to know that Jay-Z has no flu flammery surrounding him, and his case has been 100% dismissed, and the case around Diddy, by, proximity, has been dismissed as well. But, Jay-Z is a full-blown no Diddy. With that all being said, we're going to keep it running to the next story. Jeff, let's keep going. Now, for those of y'all living in the ATL, it was a tricky, sticky morning this morning, man. You see that it was a good tornado running through the city at about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Imagine being outside, Jeff, walking your dog, doing whatever you're doing, coming in from a late night at Magic City, Blue Flame, Onyx, Strokers. Don't worry about it when I do in my free time. I support the working ladies of the city of Atlanta. But I digress. You walking in, and then boom, a tornado just blows you and everything you love right away, man. As you can see, it was at the Publix, or maybe it was something going on in the Beltline where you see the TVs and everything is knocked down. Overall, probably a good time to stay inside. You might not want to go out and do too much today. You might want to just kick it because tornadoes are blowing through the city along with heavy rainstorms and super cold temperatures running all through the city of Atlanta. Now, with that also being said, this is not on the list, Jeff, but we're going to kind of slide real quick. Another interesting thing that happened in the city of Atlanta, there was this guy who was driving and his car smelled like weed, totally unrelated to the tornado story, but how life has you, Jeff, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, bro. It's kids. Here at TNN Trap News Network, we don't condone pull-ups, pop-outs, stepping, oppas, stoppers, stop-outs, walk-throughs, walk-downs, drive-bys, standing on business or any type of business on standing, nor do we support the transportation or the distribution of illegal narcotics. This guy, lesson, PSA, common sense, was driving, smoking marijuana. When the cops pulled him over, I'm lying, he was driving, smoking marijuana, and texting. When the cops pulled him over, he decided to say, no, I don't have any drugs on me. Later says, yes, I do have some drugs on me. When they tried to search the vehicle, he got a little resistant. Why? Because he had all this dope in the car. That's right. A couple hundreds of thousands upon maybe even millions of dollars worth of illegal narcotics and substances were in this man's car. So does this have anything to do with a tornado? No. Does this have everything to do with the tornado that can become your life if you are driving, texting, and smoking marijuana with this much in your car? Yes. So this PSA, don't do stupid shit moment. We bleep out shit. We can bleep out shit. Don't do stupid shit moment has been brought to you by TNN Trap News Network. Good news you can use. Good knowledge you can't get in nobody's college. Jeff, next story. Now, moving on to more political news, Donald Trump has been very busy since he's entered the office. And now with his newest steps, his newest little debauchery, no trans people will be allowed in the U.S. Armed Forces. That's right. The military, the Navy, of the Air Force, of the Army, of the Marines, Peace Corps, maybe even National Guard, reserves. Yeah, all of that. You will not be allowed to join if you are a trans person. So I'm not sure though. Is that like a bad thing though? Because your life is not at risk. You don't have to go fight a stupid war that has absolutely nothing to do with you or the betterment of the day-to-day American people. Just all about the profits of the American. No, too much. Did I go too much? Too far. Jeff says too far. I'ma just say, you know what? Sometimes to know everything is to not know nothing at all. And to not know nothing at all, sometimes to know everything. Jeff, next story. Let's go ahead and get away from this whole thing. Get away from this whole thing. Next. Don't edit that out. Let's keep this. Next story. Now, taking it back to the beautiful city of Atlanta, where a healthcare worker has been fired and put in jail for twerking on her disabled client. That's right. This young lady who, you see her right there throwing that thing in a circle. She decided to not only twerk on them while they were in the bathtub, twerk on them while they're in chairs, and twerk on them during feeding times. She's also twerking on camera. And there you see her living her ratchetest dreams. Now, with that being said, it wasn't enough to twerk on these people on camera. She decided to post it on social media because it didn't happen if it wasn't on Instagram. She thought this was a great idea. It was probably one of her better moves. Ended up being a worse move, and now she is in current incarceration for twerking on the disabled. That being said, Jeff, who would have thought that twerking on the disabled would be a crime? But it makes sense for it to be one. This is probably the dumbest that we've seen all day. This doesn't make any absolute sense, and we don't encourage anybody in the healthcare field to twerk on your disabled patients, clients, customers, whatever you call them. The people who you're assigned to take care of, don't go around shaking your behind on their heads. Just it's not a smart thing to do. Next story. Let's just keep this in rotation. Oh man. To those of y'all who follow the YouTube community, this was for the YouTube street. The day-to-day people, you guys might not know about this, but let me introduce you to Mr. Off the Back himself, 4 Extras. Yes, 4 Extras from the Vernon Ave section of the 40s will be currently sitting in incarceration for a little bit of time now. They're saying that it could possibly be a probation violation, a parole violation for hanging out in his neighborhood, where you can see him with Dodie 6 right there. You see he and Dodie 6 were both being hemmed up by the Johnnies, by the Elroys, by the Sharks, by them people, the 12, whatever you call them, in your community, the police. The Los Angeles Police Department, there you go. You see Dodie 6 and 4 Extras hemmed up. But with that being said, man, 4 Extras is being locked up. Right now, the sources aren't 100% sure of exactly what happened, why it happened, and when it happened. But what we do know is 4 Extras is back in jail for the 3rd time within probably the last maybe 5 months, and that's being generous. In reality, I want to say 3. With that being said, though, I guess it's free 4 Extras until he's free. But if you've been following these YouTube streets, it's kind of hard to be surprised that Mr. Off the Back himself ran 10 fades in the county jail, butt naked, back to back to back to back to back, is an incarceration. But in fact, he is. So it's free 4 Extras until he's free, and learn from this another lesson. This is a really informative episode of TNN Trap News Network. Kids, I hope that you're paying attention. So far, let's just make this all make sense. You don't want to twerk on your disabled patients. You don't want to drive around with a car full of drugs, period, but let alone texting and driving. And you don't want to be a repeat visitor within the Los Angeles County jail system, or whatever your local county jail system is, either, because, it's a whole revolving door policy. You might want to stay out of there. 4 Extras, I got nothing but love for you, big dog, but this is a terrible example to set for the youth, man. We can't continue to allow this type of stuff to be looked at as if it's cool, glory moments and all that kind of stuff. There's nothing cool about going to jail. If you go to jail, you've actually lost, because the great criminals never get caught and never make it into captivity and incarceration. But it's still free 4 Extras as we roll into the next story. Jeff, let's keep it going. Now, all I'm going to say is, if you beef with 50 Cent, you beef with 50 Cent for life. Ja Rule. We're not going to speak on, the deceased. No, he got cool with Fat Joe, so that's what he let go. He let go of Fat Joe. But Ja Rule, we know how that ended. You see he's going at Rick Ross. That's crazy barnacle situation. He's going at DJ Vlad. Pretty much anybody, Lloyd Banks, Young Buck. It's kind of an anybody. Tony Yayo, who's still kind of cool with him, but, kind of minds his business. It's kind of an anybody can get a situation when dealing with 50 Cent, because right now he's into it with Big Meech. And if you remember, 50 Cent was one of the biggest promoters and supporters of Big Meech. You remember the BMF show. It was a pretty good show. You had Lil Meech in it. Everything was going pretty good. We thought that everything was, all hugs and kisses, sunshine and lollipops. But apparently Big Meech has gotten a little bit too cool with Rick Ross. And upon getting cool with Rick Ross, 50 Cent is not a fan of that. He said a friend of his enemy is now an enemy to him. So rumor has it that this Welcome Home Big Meech concert, 50 Cent got that terminated. You have a lot of people who are upset because within only 2 hours of the show being started, the doors being open, 50 Cent got everything shut down. Now, Jeff, do we have a clip from some of this? You got a clip.
Y'all know what's going down today. That Big Meech concert going down now. Trying to decide how we gonna roll at this Meech concert tonight. 2 lambs, 4 Raris, 5 double R's, something like that.
Why y'all didn't cancel yesterday? West ass people didn't let 50 Cent get under y'all skin. I couldn't even put that shit on. I had to throw in the regular spit I got on my motherfucking thing. I don't got nothing basic to wear. A nigga so mad. You niggas scared of 50 Cent, dog. Why did they cancel the concert an hour before the fucking thing? Wow. So basically, I'm just out here for no reason. Well, not no reason. You know what I'm saying? Why? You niggas been who y'all was scared of 50 Cent yesterday. Why y'all didn't cancel it yesterday?
Yeah, man, and then there you can see, even in the clip, you can see the people are pretty upset. There was really no advance notice. There was really no anything that told them, hey, this is not going to go on, blah, blah, blah. 2 hours before the show, they told you it's a no. Now, Rick Ross did do his best to try to salvage the situation at a small nightclub within Miami, Florida. However, people wanted their money back, big dog, and pretty much everybody said the same thing. Rick Ross did his big one to try to salvage the night, but Big Meech didn't even show up to that type of situation. So it's getting pretty ugly again. Another victim at the hands of 50 Cent, who is however many undefeated world champion of beefing with any and everybody. If you want to beef, you want to beef pretty much like 50 Cent. That all being said, man, we up out here to the next one. Y'all know the deal, man. It's Rich Trapper signing out with another weekly wrap-up brought to you by Live Hip Hop Daily. Rich Trapper signing out, TNN Trap News Network. That good news you can use, that good knowledge you can't get nobody's college. Y'all know the deal, man. We out here to the next one, and it's free. Avenue Angel until he's free. We are gone.